Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. A lot happened last night. There was the game crashing on me and causing a myriad of results on the same test, but we finally got it working. But with that, we now have Kuno mad at me for whatever, or for trying to punch him, because he would respect you if you actually punched him. Excuse me. And yeah, for today we're just trying to find the car, the gun, the badge, blah blah blah. Exclamation point goal if you want to look at what that is. But yeah, let's get started. Switch to that. Hopefully it finds it. Looks like it did. The belly of the boat shines like it was recently painted. I know I'm not in the right spot to find any of the stuff I just listed off, but oh well. Docking reserve residence of route. I missed it. Your room in the whirling isn't much bigger than this sloop. This is worth more than you'll ever earn in all your life. Hey, friend. A striking woman leans against... I'm gonna move my mic real quick. Leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbor. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
What gave us away? Shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold. Like steel, there's strength there, and if she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your skin.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
I'm gonna move stuff around on my other monitor real quick because I just realized the way I have it set up, I can't see certain things.
That
Okay.
is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual, but I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
There's a trace of irony in his voice, mischief even. This is a tactic.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
You're on a boat. Oh, yes, I am. She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails fluttered overhead. Not a lot of people on boats, are there? Of course there are. We are an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Oh, my phone is still loud. I'm sorry, I didn't really come in today very prepared. There we go. Wait, we're on an archipelago? What do you mean archipelago? I mean we're on Lake Halou. Are we not? Still, I haven't seen anyone else's boats around here. I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri motor vehicle. Capri Kinyema... I don't think I even pronounced last time. Motor carriage either. And actually, that motor carriage has been especially issued to serve as patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Refugal industrial harbor. It's not a toy. Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Refugal, between the city and the islands. You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around this boat because she's rich. Why? Why what? Stop thinking. Take her down. Why am I even thinking about this? I have police work to do. Have it your way. Does she have a name? Do you have a license for this boat? Officer, I assure you I am highly qualified. Yeah. The crown of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Qualified pleasure craft operator, so charming. Where's the damn license? Can I see your license? I just renewed the safety inspection last month, officer. It's completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not one, but two Icelandic regattas. Even finished once. Still need to see a license. Actually, you don't. I'm pretty sure I do. I police. It is a little known fact among those who police that the Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license. Makes sense, I guess. I mean, look at me. No need to resort to self-pity, detective. You can still ask for a passport. Yeah, I'm gonna want to see your passport. Of course. Look at her passport. The woman is silent, smiling while the waves lap against the hull. And your land under the plastic, a light blue passport saying Republic of Vesper. The coat of arms has a lion and an ostrich. Sejant. Anything else? The Republic of Vesper, formerly the Republic of Vesper Messina, was once a dual kingdom. It is a stable country, and yet there has always been something ominous about its perfect stability. Look at the photo. It's her. And time keeps on ticking. You're from the Republic of Vesper. Your name is Rejoice. Yes, but please don't call me that. Why? Joyce is much more efficient. I understand that. Does she have a name? The boat? No, it's called Cordele Helete 19 because of the type of sloop it is. Okay, but what kind of boat is it? It's a pleasure craft. For Category 1 racing. How do you like it? My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby. I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with what the murderer are investigating. Shut up. Good. Okay. Talking about the Wild Pines. What do you do? What we do, I'm afraid. I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking. There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent. So what do they do? Logistics, container shipping, freight, and the sort of thing. See those airships there blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is a terminal. Oil and gas exploration. Diatribes. Okay. You're in good company, it seems. Why, thank you. Why, thank you. I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet. A billion? Again, my encyclopedic nature, or encyclopedic brain, is only seems to be towards history and politics and not towards basic things like numbers and books. The money I owe is so much less than that. Where do the Wild Pines get these billions? Start an exploration. Alright, let's see. What does such a huge system want with a place like this? You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo? Oh, the 15th Indo tribe. Yeah, there's no Dio. It's Indo tribe. Okay. There are no minor cogs in a system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen. Okay, what can you tell me about the strike then? Everything, right up to but not including trade secrets. What is your role in this precisely? I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines, return with Wild Pines' counteroffer. And how are the talks going? They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago. After that, awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2.2-meter racist behemoth blocking the gates. That's a big boy. Because like, I'm 6'8", so 2.03 meters. Hold on. How tall is meters to feet? 2.2. Yup. That's a big boy. Tell me more about this behemoth. What can I say? The Union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organization now. That's a big boy. Let's say I'm not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived. And when you did first arrive? I arrived 3 weeks ago, yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do things on site, like the RCM. But the strike began in December. I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over for Mr. Gamont, after Mr. Gamont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak to Gamont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations. This is the first time the union has gone on strike? Heavens no. Ludicrous, even it's meant. What are their demands? There are leaflets everywhere. What did you say again? Oh, yes. Every worker a member of the board. Over-aggressive commie posturing. But, wait, don't I like commies? Aren't I a commie person? I think I am. Let's go against it. In its defense, another said demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker a member of the board. What does that even... Oh, okay, that's not what I chose. That's not what I meant to choose, but okay. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs a signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employed Wild Pines group. The king is dead, long live the workers. The workers can't be king, the king is king. It's pretty funny, I have to admit. They are having a blast. What are you going to do? I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that this was just an opening position. And now people are getting lynched, I hear. Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching? I first heard it from the boy at the gates. The one whose very name advertises aversion to work. I think he said it was call me mañana. This checks out. Tell me about the union boss. Claire is a man of utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first. Really? Of course not. Everett is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood. Is he that bad? He is the most corrupt individual I've ever seen. If there's anyone more venal, I don't know that word, more irredeemably nepotistic, I know what nepotism is, then it's his twin brother Edgar. Wait, there are two of him? Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother except for that lazy eye. And when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo, while in the office they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. What about the union life itself? Ooh. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution, 20 years ago anyway, and must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it and I can respect that. Boink. She adjusts her hair, organized labor at its best, as they say. The brothers Claire came and transformed it into a, how do you say? She hesitates, looking for the right expression. A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them. Refreshingly honest, officer. And your opinion, detective? Yeah, basically a socialist mob. says my commie drunkard self. Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with the amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers. One more thing, you said something happened in the elections. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared. Disappeared. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore or coming to work ever. End of story. Some kind of extortion, probably. Indeed, the company suspects foul play, but that's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. There is nothing they could do. The point of the presentation is these kinds of things happen around the Claires. Watch out when you're dealing with them. What about Gamon? Mr. Clare told him to, how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gamon is a short sash, you see. Cool. Yes, extremely. Keep in mind this is a negotiator. Keep in mind this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who has more than fair with him in the Union. Who was more than fair with him in the Union. Of course. We'll save this for last. What can you tell me about his lynching? Quite a few things, I'm afraid. Ooh, secret task complete. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers. God damn it, I don't know my name and I don't have my badge. Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. The lieutenant hands her a piece of blue plastic. I'm Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. He points to you, and this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice. How curious. Why is that, detective? Remember when my partner told you I had recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? That's when I lost my badge. I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? I could have eaten it for all I know. Oh, dear. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation. As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM. Of course, I sympathize. New task, Joyce's info on the lynching. There's something she wants to tell you. You just have to present her with your badge. Alright, so everything's coming together. Of course I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge. %. Yes! Alright. She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her, insinuate. Surely there's some other way we can demonstrate our law enforcement credentials. I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible. You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain. Like what? Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret of Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason. They're profiting from this trade. I gave reaction time a slow voice, apparently, so I'm going to have to keep that up. This company has tried looking into the matter before. To no avail, perhaps. Someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or you can recover your badge, though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that might be a lost cause. Detective, a word in private. It's clear you like the hard stuff, brother. What is my lower intestines going on about? Lower intestines? The term is metabolic and circulatory system. Okay, but what's the hard stuff? Fascism, brother. What is fascism, though? Many things, but it is mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Rechival's problems? I'm gonna assume... Okay, I thought you were my circular system. Quite stalling, brother. We were talking about the weakest, worst, most insane thing. The weak link. Is it liberals? Yes, them, but also women. Women. Woe men. Men of woe. You don't like them. They're insane. Their idiocy needs to be scrubbed off this world with rubbing alcohol. Women need... Wow. Need to go back to the fucking kitchen. Am I having some kind of stomach seizure? Stomach truth. You're having a stomach truth. Why am I getting this? Because you've said the hard things that others won't say. The good things. You have said them many times. Fascism sounds bad, though. What if we called it something... I've made up my mind about fascism. Yeah, we're gonna opt out on this one. There's a slow, painful crowd deep in your intestines, knocking your alcohol-engorged liver in its one of betrayal and disappointment. Yeah, because we deal with that and... Yeah, exactly. This is what's going... That face is wonderful, by the way. This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. He says in a hushed voice, so just pretend I said that in a hushed voice. How did you hope it would go? Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance and, you know, not volunteer us to be your henchmen. Really? I thought it was going well. This woman is running circles around us. She might not have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands. We could just find my badge. Oh? That would be fantastic. But do you have the time? The world is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters. You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months. What do you propose? That we don't investigate the drug trafficking? No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we're siding with the Union, or that we're on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is we ask her, then we investigate. Briefly, he adjusts his glasses. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done and demand information for her lynching. Let's get back to her then. Hey, lady.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
You seem rich. Can I have some money? Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it? What? Why not? Look. Take a gander, squint at your eyes. What lustrous hair. A well-kept yet tastefully short bob of dark hair. Despite the first hints of gray, she's elected to keep it all natural. Shaped it in permanent wave, late 40s style. Positively statuesque. While dull orange peels hang from her earlobes, red from cold. Oh, pearls, not peels. She's got orange peels in her ears. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible. Yeah, so? Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes of a scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor as balls. You can't ask this woman for money, you're too... Ashamed? I'm not ashamed. What is this feeling? I've never felt it before. I'm a goddamn working man. I'm not ashamed to take this leech for some dough. As I should be for even considering it. This is a woman and I'm a man. Well, we've already passed up on the fascism thing, so that's not going to be it. Yes, I should make my own goddamn money by now. What is this feeling? I've never felt it before. Shame? You haven't really been in the presence of a gentlefolk either, have you? What shame is there to be felt in front of these dock workers, cops, and hotel clerks, but to belittle yourself in the eyes of the Odinil? I got a pretty good chance of getting some money. As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask. Yes! Voila, you're doing it. Thanks, Volition. Inland Empire was trying to shame me, but you're the real MVP. Can I have some money, ma'am? Of course. How much do you need? She's surprisingly nonchalant. Could it be that she somehow knows that more about your predicament than she's letting on? 130? That's a good sum. Not too small, not fantastically large. Yay! So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still. Funny that you're worried about this, and not your ruthless exploitation of the entire human race. One of the few good men in Refugel. You're right, ma'am, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, unseemingly as it may be, as long as they're properly logged with the precinct. Oh, I didn't know this was something new. It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samaran Isla into Refugel with the Union's blessing. Refugol? It's probably Refugol. Revicol. Because it's like alcohol. Revahol? Meh. Wild Pines are suspecting ingredients of what, ma'am? Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it would be quicker to say what you can't make from that stuff. Let's get this straight. Yes, after that. Alright. Oh. Yes, but you don't want anything out of Evrart and the Dockworkers Union. Still, every chain has a weak link. Am I gonna need bolt cutters for this? Unlikely, officer. I'm talking about the lorries. Once the ingredients reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp, but in transit they may be vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in traffic jam at the roundabout just now? Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment. Indirect modes of taxation. Turns out those Financial Oversight Committee gangsters stuffed millions of hard-earned dividends away in the last place anyone thought to look, the hearts and minds of everyday Revacholians. That word is going to be the death of me. You need to spread that deregulation gospel to the people. Tell them about the foreign fair tax. Preach that 98% gross burden. Preach it, preacher man. Set the brothers free. Taxes are racist. -1 empathy. But +1 real. Alright. Can I unlock these? No? Okay. Do I have any skill points? I don't think so. Suggestion or empathy is probably going to be the next one I bump up. Actually, encyclopedic knowledge, because I'm tired of knowing everything about this country and not knowing what a fucking book is. Looks like there was more construction here more than a decade ago. Let's go pay off our debt. I still have a crowbar in one hand. And a bag full of recycling. I don't think I talked to that guy. To Roundabout North. More bottles. Better watch your mouth around me, boy. Okay, friend. I would have laughed so hard if I found my badge in that random square hole in the wall. I'm the superstar hobo cop. And I'm about to pay off my debt. Because I didn't pass the test of running away like I did the first time. And then the game decided to die. Oh, you're new. Talk to you in a second.
Can I help you?
So about that money I owe. I have your money. We'll just take the middle ground on this one. Hey! Great, thank you for the officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for the service rendered. It's good you paid before 2100 or you're... Oh. Well, I'm glad I didn't get locked out. Find money for rent and pay Garty. Please pay each night in advance starting tomorrow. I'll take a room here too. Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Is that trash container out back yours? Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling Rags. Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked? Keep people out? As I thought it much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container? Well, yes, us and the garbage disposal company. It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs within you. I wonder what this feeling is. Prod at him and find out. What if I told you I'm a hobo? Oh, we need those keys. What do you need them for? Concerns the case. Please cooperate. Hey! I need food. By the way, I'm going to sing karaoke here. Absolutely out of the question. Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger, then we sing this piece of shit. Thanks, Inland Empire. I knew you'd come around. Your body is ready, sire. Seen something here at the Whirling Guard. I think I need to talk about. Rolls his eyes. What thing? Mysterious blue door. Oh yes, that door. Sure, there's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door. Do you know what's behind it? Do you have... I don't have the key. I don't know how to get there, and I don't care either. It's not like I've been wandering about it for 10 years. It's just the Frit warehouse, apparently. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and junk and dust. He runs his finger across the counter to check for dirt. He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing. I think you'd like to know what's back there. Fine, okay, a little, but my job doesn't leave me time for wandering about one locked door in one of my cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times though, after the animals, and I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. I saw a sign. Yes, not the whole damn unit, thank God, just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings, dumb, unruly types, think they're big shit, but they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time. Is that a shot at me? We should find out who this loud faction is occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. How do we find them? We don't. We have to wait. That's fine. By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the Whirling later. I don't need to be drunk. Okay, so I got the keys. I got to level up. My encyclopedia is actually kind of high, so why am I doing so bad? This might come in handy. Items, tools. I guess I just have the keys in my hand. It's all about the money, you know. You gotta spend money to make money. Money's... Okay, you don't talk. I get it. I completely forgot I need to level up, physical instrument. That's okay. No, I don't. Don't talk to Kim. Talk to the lady.
Then, sweetie. I see you met up with your colleague.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Why? You are, officer.
Maybe I am.
Have you found anyone to speak to?
She smiles conspiratorially. I had once, wink wink, but then I lost her. What was with that fucking wink? Stop winking. Tap yourself on the side of the head to correct the malfunction. Do nothing. The neurological damage is probably
I see
permanent.
you're still breathing. Well, I won't pry.
She smiles gently, paying no heed to the inexplicable winking.
You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained, I completely forgot to introduce myself.
Are you Lena, the cryptozoologist's wife?
I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot. How would you like to roll? Sure. Her eyes light up. Whatever do you mean? I want you to be my wheelchaired partner in fighting crime, ridding backyards of corpses and catching sequence killers. Sequence killers? Oh my, but I think you already have a partner, sweetie. A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down of a tree. Kim, of course, I forgot I had you. This man who's been following me the whole time. Yes, it seems that you'd do well to stick close to him. He has the look of an upstanding officer of the law, someone you can lean on, and sweetie, you are looking unsteady. And even if he weren't there, I don't think you'd have much use for me. Why? 3 heads are better than 2. Thank you, but Martinez isn't the most wheelchair-accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down. Perhaps another time? If you don't... I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know where I am. Yes, officer, you look rather dazed like a stunned fox, but surely things can't be that bad. I drank so hard I forgot literally everything. Oh my. You know where we are, right? Revachol. That's right, in a hostel called the Whirling Gig, to be precise. Okay. Honestly, I don't know diddly squat about Revachol. What kind of place is this? Except for my encyclopedic mind seems to think knows everything. How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. Rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though. It has seen better days. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, right? Okay, wait. I think the war happened in 51. But she said she arrived 3 months ago in February, the other lady. And so that would make it May. Ah, hey, little deduction. I can be a detective after all. That's right, dear. How splendid here. Take this pen. Knowledge should be rewarded. Her relief is palpable. She's getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders. Ooh, I got a lot to say. I can tell this is taxing on you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Ugh. The king is gone. I know that much. I'd like to think it's the dictatorship of the proletariat, but something tells me it's not. Our leaders were fierce warriors who traversed the plains on steeds. That's not it. We're governed by intelligent machines. That's not it. Radios are being used to control people's minds. Cop. We're living under a cop regime. Some kind of democracy, maybe? Ah. Meaning buying is voting. There's no government. How come there are cops? Oh, dear. And you were doing so well. There aren't any cops in Revachol in the traditional sense. Status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain big things to anyone. She's scared now. She realized you really are brain damage. So how did I do? You were doing quite well up until the end there. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things, history and places. Remembering reality, in a word. It's very odd. Aside, the lieutenant buries his nose into his notebook. But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what this world needs. What is revolution? A defeat, I'm afraid. Oh, that's... Why? What does that have to do with there not being any cops? Get a reality lowdown. So I have to guess this right? We're in Revachol. It's the spring of 51. It's not some kind of democracy. It's not a cop regime because there are no cops. Foreigners and women. We're not going down the fascist path. I'm thinking 2 or 4. Let's go 2. Okay. I'm gonna get this one. Boom. 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 Ah. Okay, so I get more information and then I can get farther on. So it won't give me the right answers until I actually have that information. That makes sense. Alright, let's go see what's in that trash can. Because I got about 45 minutes before... My padlock with a key. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't. Of course you should. This is your time to shine, hobo cop. Dive into that dumpster for extra content. Didn't I just have a premonition that there's something in there? There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow. Your hand is... Ah, open the lid. We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week. Look under the box of cartons. Milk, eggs. Soggy package that somehow is familiar. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows. The methodology in your fingers. You're used to this. Used to what? Dumpster diving? No, searching for evidence in the trash. Good practice for dumpster diving. Dive further. Pick up the rags. A pair of denim trousers. The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. The lieutenant produces a black plastic bag. Mark evidence from... drop them in. Drop the bag. Bag the trousers. Guitar marked blue jeans, pockets emptied or emptied. He wore them with a belt too, a wide belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? Something slimy catches your eye. The drab long-sleeve shirt with all colored appeared to be food in the waist. Back the shirt. Cool. This is a military type overgarment. The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste, just garbage. That's it, I think. Yeah, we need to ask the kids who put them there. Well, we can't. The fuck's he's on about, kids? You hear that, Kuno? Oh, it's different. You hear that, Kuno? He thinks we're an infant or something. See. I need to punch Kuno in the face. You think someone from the whirling might know? Not really. Okay. Search the food waste. It's just organic waste, cold and slimy in your hands, apple and potato peels mostly, unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing. It's nothing, nothing more to see here. What's this? What? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. It looks like the corner of something. Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard. Officer, is that your paperwork? I don't know what it is. Hey, we're getting better. It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash? Must have been cramping my style. It has a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I need to lose it for the great bloodletting to begin. What are you talking about? I speaketh the tongue. Doeth thou also thorough investigations? You should take a stock of your notes and make sure it's all there. Official notes contain informants' names. Okay, I'll do that. New task, read your ledger. That's easy enough. Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and find the interact button. Okay. Dig in hobo cop style. Wow, an Armistice caliber 50-knock cannon, half-rocked in some paper tissue, so shiny. Where? I can't see it. Never mind. Look at the fast string of archipelago peels snaking amidst the banana peels. And is that a Cordon Electrics preamp with Electra F2 tubes? It is. That catch quite's a quite price. We're talking 12,000 easy unless you're into hi-fi yourself. I am into hi-fi. No, I'll sell it. No, you won't, because none of those things are real. They're not actually there. All you see is food waste and crisp wrappings. Thanks. A cruel jest. There must be something. All you see is broken mug with a racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron. An antique? Only in its sociable sensibility. Take the mug. There's one on the list. Use the interact button in the inventory. It's just a basic mug. What's there to read here? Not much. There's quite a lot to read here, actually. Look at all the content. Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed away mug that you dug out of the garbage? So again, you dug it out in the trash. Why? I wasn't going to offend anyone there. Why don't you just throw it back? Just get back to your case. Alright, well, damage ledger. It's a ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from the plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. Anything else? There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you. Below the pathetic's terror, do not look into its blue heart. I'm gonna browse the yellow paper, or the white paper. They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by the sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered with faint red lines forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files, commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense. It's mostly ineligible. What is this there? Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. There are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to the pages and an odd naming convention, but there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you. It's the middle of March. You've attempted 2 cases a week on average. Is 2 cases a week good, Lieutenant? Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. Would not suggest it unless you start making mistakes. 2 cases a week appears to have been my load, Lieutenant. I'm not sure if I completed them, though. 2? That's a lot. I mean, I didn't mean to say you're making mistakes, by the way. That was just presumptuous of me. I burned out, all right. That's okay. We all do sooner or later. I feel that. There's mention of naming convention here. Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust literacy system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins, yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. A title, one might say, one draws. Oh my, they're written in capital letters too. Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural, another The Square Bullet Hole Murders, another Yet the Unsolvable Case. Others appear more lightheartedly. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location and the murderer at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article Free Collapsing Tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these files together, but it can be done later once you're done inspecting them up close. Can my cases appear to employ some kind of naming convention? You mean the alphanumeric officer precincts time arrival saying? No, I mean non-numeric ones. Oh, you mean the titular. Yes. Well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in Elysium does. Why is that? It's a holdover from the early... The shadows just changed dramatically. Right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how things... There's my phone. It persists in an unofficial capacity. I seem to have named a case the Square Bullet Hole Murders. Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the Man with the Hole in His Head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that to amuse myself. I pray his loved ones never find out. What happened to him? Rail spike through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident. Count the pages. Inspect victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place. Cross out the ones you've finished already. Hey, well, that was nice. I didn't need it, but you're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. You're a swashbuckler with that pen, Harry, and it feels good. It feels like a... Is my name Harry? Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is the name of the case. Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case? No, actually. Any ideas? The Hanged Man. Shit on a stick. The Furies are at home in the mirror. Let's go with the Hanged Man. Great, that's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for our case now. Read your ledger. Okay. Ah. Three of the topmost are misconduct files, station calls, and field autopsy forms. I just barely passed that. What did you say the color was? Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it. How would I open it? Slide open the drawer. With resistance or another two panels move against each other, the compartment's not open. What side? The 2 ticket subs and a handmaster's poke card. 2 octopus smiling. It's a zoo and Revachol. Pick up the card. Smell it. It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavor. Touch of cinnamon in the end of summer. You think the label's tutti frutti. The young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although it is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry. I guess that is my name. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Throw it away, please. But it will make me happy. A merciful wind blows from the bay of Revachol, dusting the ground at your feet and raising the newspapers far and away. You feel the card slipping away. Your hands shake. holding on to it. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step on the light rail and look back. Sparks fly from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I felt with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked from your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. You feel the ledger slip from your hands. Uh-oh. What does this mean?
There is nothing. Again. Nothing, sad brother. No treachery, just blackout. Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below.
Did I have a heart
me.
attack and
There's
die?
still air, and the small light of the sun fluttering somewhere in the basal ganglia. That's me. Blue eyes. That's me. Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow, because it's always there.
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause. Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape, its lack of beauty was not the problem.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecule? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
Yes, they're pouring something on you, something in you, and
It's delicious. Glowing lights on the dashboard emerge from the nothingness. Where am I? In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin. Drink water. The lieutenant is extending a small canister to your mouth. Oh, I needed that. The water is cold and silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding on your head recedes, the darkness parts. Drink. You haven't drank water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration. With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills into the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed. What happened? I should ask you the same. I came in contact with the burnout ruins of a past lieutenant. I should ask you the same. You were reading your paperwork, then you passed out. I carried you to my Kanema to take you to the hospital, then you came to. How long was I out? 10 minutes, probably. Alright. That does happen. He replies with such understanding, it's as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard. Athlete's foot for cops. You dropped this. Okay to proceed? Let's solve this case. Got a new skill point. Good. The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your hand for skill bonuses. Find it in the tools section. Cool. I needed physical instruments so I can try and wake up that guy again. Do I have another point I can use? I don't think I do. Okay. So I don't really want this. Nothing comes from that, but I'm sure something will. Alright, let's go visit the Union boys. Bang, bang, bang. Gonna save real quick because that was scary. I thought I failed. Hey, friend. There we go. Wake up, this is an order. I am the law. No words, just a primordial scream. The 30-something man slowly lifts his head and gives you a pensive look. Why the yelling, man? Looks like the Sao descendant. A lot of Sao dock workers around here. I just wanted to see what happened if I yelled. Congratulations, you have seen the future. Now, if you excuse me again, officer, the worker sinks back into the table. What about that dead body in the yard? Yeah, what about it? You seem cool with it. You know, people die here every day. Someone's found in a ditch, another one falls in a manhole, a third one gets eaten by stray dogs. If someone has decided to die on top of a tree, then how is it my concern? Someone has to look into it. Looks like I'm that someone. Tell me what you know. I can tell you this, trouble's ahead. You have seen pretty solid feeling that the man's not just mouthing off. He's strong, but even he has reason to be cautious here. What trouble? You heard what I said. Draw your conclusion. That's all I know, and I prefer to keep it that way. So Union people think he was a killer. He thinks even Sleepy here. This doesn't help a lot, but it's something. Good work, detective. I've already had some. I'm fine. We are the workers, the union. We know what we need. That's right for us. You mean there's no leader? Okay, I guess there's Evrart. He's in charge of the union. Over an hour. Okay. Why are you sleeping while those are out striking? They got it. They got it. Measurehead's got it. He's guarding the gate. I'm just getting some sleep, or was. The way he says Measurehead implies ultimate trust in the head reckoner's physical prowess. He seems like a worthy rival. You should slay him. Thank God, no. Was it a fathomless darkness into which we ought to be deferred, like the corpse of a mausoleum? I don't know what you're talking about, kind sir, but when I'm out, then I'm really out. No corpses, no mausoleums, just quality time. Little me time is abyssopologic. That's a new word. Zone. Abyssopologic? Abyssopelagic? You can never return to it now. Only detective work remains. Alright. Can I see, like, where I am? 5 out of 100. Okay, I see right there. Bang, bang, bang. So it's 1600. Where are the union workers? Kim. Okay. Super cop, gonna save the day, gonna run around, run ahead. I feel like I should equip this over that. You got a pin. Logic. Just cleaning up the ledger a little bit. I think it's... He said he was waiting for a shipment.
Scab?
Scab? Not a scab, I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money.
Let us cop for less money.
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here, to the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
Murder, huh? Murder. Murder, murder, murder. I can't say words. That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. Actually, it's fun and easy. I don't believe you. Post Aventurier said the same thing. They tried to get me to be their postman. So fun, so easy, they said. It's just walking. It wasn't. I'm doing much better here at the harbor, being an honest union man with a lot of free time on his hands. My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits. Does this mean you can let me through the gate? I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not the grantor of passage. The passage grants itself. It's simple. I just walk in. Hi. Walk right past Measurehead and go on in. Past Measurehead? Yeah, the 2.5... Oh, so now he's 2.5 meters. Okay. Tall Seminese premises there. Walk right past him. Right. And then press a button and unlock the door. Aha. Then go past him again. Okay. And you enter the harbor through the office. Esta. For some reason, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be... I gotcha. I have more questions for you first. I'm a bit short on money. Can you give me some? Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out. He flips a coin towards you, and I catch it. The coin lands into your hand as if it's always belonged there. The swallow returns. Appreciated. Always glad to help out the RCM. Shame I can't do that more. Things are meager at the moment due to... He nods to the protesters. You know, the winter's fat is slowly running out and all. Still better than scabbing, though. Every little bit helps. Strike on about anybody's, serious business. He's a chatty guy who wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on better footing with the organization. Cool. Hey, Measurehead. Oh, wait. What's this? In case of strike, press the button behind guard. What do you say? Can't talk to you, but I can talk to Measurehead. That is a big boy if he's 2.5 meters tall.
Body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Say nothing, size him up first.
Admire my morphophysiology.
Are you He sounds like Yoel Romero. Are you admiring? I love you, Michael. Are you admiring my morphophysiology? Except deeper. Are you admiring?
It must be frightening to stand in the shadow
It
of
must
this
be frightening.
facial pinnacle. Be calm, Sandwich. You are not in danger.
Become
Because
ham
you are
sandwich.
not a threat to me.
What do you mean my body betrays my
You have
decisions?
succumbed to Angul.
Cool. His face confronts and disguises as if he is smelling a dead rat.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Angul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
You're right, I'm an alcoholic. Now I need to enter the harbor.
No, you don't. You need to get another thing. Occidental Upload Group B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the Am Sandwich race is reigning.
Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there? The fat racer over there? Point to the races already made. You're just him after pumping some iron.
Look at my chronology. I am the pinnacle of
The pinnacle.
The pink blood is a bad example, even of yours. It saddens me. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikhos. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture. You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
You know it.
Enough with this begging. You should leave. Bring your troops to the Simonite Island. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Measurehead's race theory.
Inside,
He would take you on his
restore
own.
the odes to homosexuality.
Wouldn't that mean I become a racist myself?
Your Microcephalus colors.
Ask what kind of races are there, classification code. Measurehead, I'm new to this world. Help me understand its races. I need to know what kind of different races there are. Do you? There are 3 categories of races. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile C through F races, cauldron of pedastry. Which one do you need education on? Type B. These... Type B are the unheroic races. Amorphouses, non-competitors of the great race. The Khoikhos and the Vacholiers. They are mud-colored people. The Khoikhos of Garad are what you would call white officer in suspect description. To the untrained eye, the Cocoa appear white and pinkish like a ham sandwich. But look into their eyes and you will see they are of an indistinct muddy color, and so is their skin, unhealthy, sweaty, and ashen. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination that Grad people have undergone for drinking alcohol. I'm just trying to see the connection between alcohol and alcohol. And smoking the degenerate tobacco herb, and for eating potato. The Khoikho, the countless micronationalities of Grad, are inexplicably obsessed with potat. The only thing they like more is dividing into microscopic yet ethnostates like political amoeba. Wouldn't he be one of those ethnostates? The Vacholiers you mentioned? Ravacholians halfway between Type A and the racial cauldron, too mixed to know right from wrong, and you tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single greatest failure committed by humans in our 82,000 year history on this planet. This is a new planet. Is it 82,000 years you've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening. Okay, tell me about Type A. Those are for the Semenese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals. Excluding the Mon, of course. The Mon are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile. They're all lactose intolerant, a common result of inbreeding. Wow. Wait, who exactly are the Mon? You know them by the names of their nations. The Origines, the Gotwaldians, and the Cognisters. My people simply call them the Mon. Mon is a degenerative term for the first world people of the Gotwalan descent. They do not all have eczema. Also, people of Kabla, like the Suru and the Uhu, are much more lactose intolerant. The wooden clogs, though? In some municipalities of Iran, people wear shoes made of wood for street parades. Green, orange, and even yellow tassels have been sent on hats. Honor proof. Okay, I got it. We'll type A in your head. Vespers of Messina. Large Mondal civilizations. The mosque are too yellow and Olagnius to count as a heroic tribe. But who are the Seminese and the Interrogates? As proven by the Mon and the Mesk, Occidental Type A is in retrograde. The Seminese and the Interrogate are on the ascent. I don't like that it said continue receiving wisdom at the bottom. The Interrogates are sleek, long-headed, and the Seminese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isla of the Pericarnassus, and ancient brains rest in their slender skulls. He falls silent, contemplating the beauty and the mystery. The latter is perfected and adapted. Together they form the Semino Aeropagat, or the Semiopagat super race. That is all. There's no more Type A races in the world. Nature was not capable of more. Types C through F are a museum of failed chimeric experience and the tragic maladaptions. They are tortured creatures waiting to be put to sleep. Any more? There. Then there is, he paused by the Semino Koja Chimera. Are you sure you wish to know the Semino Chimera? It is not an aesthetic site. Yes. You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solved it. How do I word the mystery? Will you let me into the harbor if I do? We will see. Alright, what's the mystery? This better not make me a racist. You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly. I've got health. Do you know about this mug? He does not so much glance at the object. This your kind of thing? Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it. You had nothing to do with it. Does he strike as you some kind of man who puts mugs in the trash? Let's do it! I didn't think so. How did this happen? Your little fist is in a giant hand. He's squeezing it hurts. You must be out of your mind. Say it. I'm a degenerate alcoholic. I'm a degenerate alcoholic. Good. I'll be back.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have to shoot random civilians, because that won't get us anywhere.
I don't know how to unlock these. A mass of fantastic races swirls in your head. Desert pygmies playing with their own excrement, koikos, juggling potatoes, eczema-ridden mons grinning and dancing on wooden clogs. Everyone is there, the whole race gang, plus some that you may have come up with yourself. The thieving subkips and the Ceolite cast of the fortunates hatching some kind of scheme. In the eye of this race Empyrean, A vertigo reaching to the heavens. You sense something drawing nearer and nearer. Okay. Oh, yeah. Alright, let's see if we can find my car and the badge. I know I kind of went off on a tangent there, and that was the original reason. Okay. I don't like to navigate all of that. It's difficult. Hey,
Looking for something?
this yours? Ha ha ha! Oh man, oh that's great. Look at that guy. I haven't seen anything that funny in a while. Is it yours? I don't want to have another race discussion at the moment. There's a shop I haven't gone to yet. And I think it's where I can sell all of my my stuff. All the bottles I've been collecting. Here maybe? I know I haven't gone in here.
Welcome to Fripp. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves. You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got like famous people in it. It's not for sale. I don't know. Fripp? A 7 to 11 grocery store? I think they think that the extra team makes it funkier. It doesn't. Okay, I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
Alright, with that, let's go check into the Whirling in Rags and see if the union workers are there. No, doesn't look like it. Alright, with that, I'm going to call it a stream. It's a little bit shorter than what we usually do on Saturdays. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. If you enjoyed what you watch, please feel free to hit that follow button to get notifications for when I'm going to stream next. Other than that, have a good rest of your day.